Andrews just stands there day after day saying, well, we just follow the health advice. Well, clearly he doesn't. He's lied consistently through this. He's shown that he doesn't care about the private sector. He doesn't worry about people losing their job. For him, I think it's just all about the control. You know, he's probably a little lad there at school thinking, I can be a martial law controller of a state one day, and that's what he is, but at huge human cost to people in Victoria. So I think it's time to get the big stick out and whack this guy around the lug hole a bit.
No, agree. Now,
he's got to step down. We've got New South Wales lost a premier over a bottle of wine.
Yeah, correct.
Another premier stepped down because he stuffed up greyhound racing, for the love of God. This premier has absolutely decimated the state. There's hundreds of deaths. You look at Victoria's per capita death rate per million, it is not a happy picture. And there's not even talk of him stepping down. Well, what bloody planet are we living in? If this happened in New South Wales, he would have been gone 3 months ago.
Well, imagine if it was Peter Dutton introducing a curfew for national security reasons. They'd be shooting out the windows of the ABC.
Well,
Nick, please, educate us.
Can I please just try giving your viewers a slightly alternative take on these proposals for them to...
People need to hear bullshit every now and then.
Reflect upon. So, I mean, you know, I know you don't like Bill Short, but let's just consider the ideas on their merit for a moment. So let's look at Victorian businesses who are the beneficiary of the proposal that Bill's putting forward. So all he was saying was that with businesses who are sustaining massive losses at the moment for no fault of their own, they should be able to carry forward those losses over 3 years, thus allowing them to have a better recovery when restrictions are lifted and thereby employ more people, helping the Victorian economy get back on its feet. It's a similar set of arrangements that apply in areas that are affected by drought for farmers. You allow farmers to carry forward the losses over 3 years, helps them get their farm, their business back on the feet. Second idea I was putting forward was, why don't we extend JobKeeper beyond September 28? Again, it's no fault of Victorian businesses, Victorian employees, all their workers, that we're in this awful situation.
So why doesn't the state government come up with a JobKeeper system?
Hang on, just let me finish the point. So why don't those businesses get the benefit of the assistance that has gone to other states when they were in that situation, those businesses in other states when they were in that situation, and who are going to continue to suffer beyond September 28th, again, for no fault of their own?
No,
Shouldn't they get that helping hand from the Commonwealth? Shouldn't they get a helping
hand?
Mark,
please, Mark.
Well, yeah, Nicholas, you've got to understand, mate, you don't need JobKeeper welfare if businesses can trade, if they're open, if people are out shopping, if people are out doing things, if people are out buying products, you see. You don't need welfare. I know this welfare mentality is stuck in you, but the whole point of saying that Victoria needs more welfare is only relative to the fact that Victoria has closed down with these martial law powers so draconian, so restrictive, beyond any standard internationally. This is the restriction state. Victoria, by international standards, is the restriction state. And to then say, they need more welfare to cope with that, well, the answer is the private sector. Open them up, get people living with the virus, the social distancing, washing their hands, quarantine the oldies if you need to. But for goodness sake, you've got to create some jobs and get back to normality. I don't know how Victorians are handling this. I'm sure behind the scenes there's a bunch of Victorians with civil disobedience that are finding ways to break the curfew and not get caught, to actually try and live a normal life. You know, these restrictions on single people, they must be going batty.
Oh, well,
Mark, no, I'm sorry.
There's good news there.
You've got to get closer to a normal society and just drop this leftist obsession with controlling everyone else's life.
All right, Rita, what's the good news then, Nick? You get the last word.
Well, they're going to allow people, singles who live by themselves, who for months now have been so isolated, and many of them have developed mental health issues, which is no laughing matter. So they're going to allow them to nominate one person to have over. But forget about having a cup of tea or a glass of wine. You're supposed to be sitting in masks in your lounge room together. That is the current recommendation. I don't know if they're going to tweak it, but as it stands, it's insane.
And don't
forget,
if you are one of the single people because your husband or wife had passed away and you had more than one kid, under this system you'll have to pick a favourite kid. You won't be able to have both over. You have to pick which is your favourite kid, and they're the only one allowed to meet you.